you cut me?
I do.
And have you come to see that blow returned?
I have.
The story of the Green Knight is an ancient one, and often retold. Although reshaped in each telling, the core of the story persists. It tells of Sir Gawain, perhaps more correctly pronounced Garwin in the film, who engages with a mysterious Green Knight in a game. The terms are these: whoever fights the Green Knight will need to meet him again a year hence, and at that time receive in turn whatever wounds he inflicts upon the Green Knight now. Garwin accepts the challenge and beheads the stranger, proving his courage in defense of his king, Arthur, and in defiance of the terms that say he will himself be beheaded a year later. The 2021 film, written and directed by David Lowery, opens with a succinct look at our protagonist. It wastes no time letting us know who Garwin is. As homes burn and some other man arms himself for some desperate conflict, Garwin sleeps, in a brothel, hungover. Asked if he's a knight yet, he protests that he still has time.
Get up.
No, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready.
His only purpose in attending the famous round table is that he's anticipating a party, but he's unexpectedly called upon by Arthur, the king.
Make for me a gift. Tell me a tale of yourself, so that I might know thee.
I have none to tell, King.
He's embarrassed to admit that he has no great deeds of which to boast, no legend of his own to promulgate. He enjoys the trappings of knighthood, but has done nothing to realize that status, to become a real knight through acts of valor. And here we are presented with the issues that our protagonist will wrestle with for the duration of the film: his lethargy and procrastination at making something of himself, coupled with the doubtful acknowledgement of the value of knightly valor.
I gave my word. I made a covenant.
This is how silly men perish.
Or how brave men become great.
Why greatness? Why is goodness not enough?
Casting Dev Patel in the role has the effect of accentuating the fact that however old Garwin is, it's much too old to be dallying, that without being impelled to action he is in danger of becoming a wastrel and losing any hope of glory, and the immortality that comes with it.
I see legends.
Do not take your place amongst them idly.
This forms one of the film's major themes: the question of whether it's better to aspire to something you never wanted, to become what other people say a hero is, or to follow one's inclination towards sedentary and aimless living. At no point does Garwin indicate any thought of another purposeful pursuit of his own. His choice is simply to survive unaccomplished or to perish a legend.
You must seek him out.
And if death awaits me,
Oh, I do not know of any man who has not marched out to great death before his time.
Garwin takes up the quest for the Green Chapel and his doomed fate because he accepted as his lot, and to meet the expectations of those he admires.
Is it wrong to want greatness for you?
But is it greatness after all? The kingdom declared earlier by Arthur to be a kind of paradise, finally at peace, seems a wasteland littered with corpses. Arthur himself is rumored to have slain 960 at some now-forgotten battle. Is this the greatness he wishes for Garwin? A legacy of lies built on the deaths of any who remember things differently? The question is often raised, of what real value is legacy?
When you go, your footprints will fill with grass. Moss shall cover your tombstone, and as the sun rises, green shall spread over all, in all its shades and hues.
It brings to mind Shelley's Ozymandias, which tells of a broken statue that is all that remains of a forgotten conqueror. The fact of this, that in time even legends are forgot, makes the pursuit of a knight's renown seem all the more pointless. As such, the film speaks to audiences of today, both in that it reflects doubt upon the value of such virtues as the knights of Arthur possessed, and in that it challenges them to ask of themselves, if not this, then what is it that gives your life value? Are you making the most of it? Have you any story of yourself to purport yet? Is it better, after all, to live for the moment, or to inspire tales of renown, to be immortalized in legend, or to be consigned, unnoted, to the forgetful earth?
No.
Please.
Please.
The Green Chapel, it is implied, can be equated with the wilderness, where nature reigns.
Is there really a chapel?
You're in it.
It's a complex film made so in part by the layering of thematic content. Aside from the personal questions of concern to Garwin, it also explores the idea of the cyclical nature of things, from seasons to lives, how the old die and are forgotten, as rebirth and new growth sets aside all that once was. Rebirth is associated both with new life and with resurrection, second chances being another recurring motif. The camera rotates one direction to show the advance of time, then reverses to bring us back. This illustrates what might have been. And if this had been the end of Garwin, would it have been his cowardice that left him dead and forgotten? Or his pursuit of the great what's-it, a quest he should never have accepted? What side of the argument does it support? A recurring notion offered in the film is the inherent value of story. Why, one might ask, tell the story of the Green Knight again? Has it any relevance today? Why should it be preserved when countless other tales are forgotten?
I write them down and sometimes, don't tell anyone this, sometimes when I see room for improvements, I make them.
From Arthur's appeal for a myth or canto, stories are upheld as things of worth. After all, it seems that ultimately it's only in the retelling that the heroes of tales gain immortality. Ultimately, the story is the point.
Never forget what happened here! Upon this Christmas Day!
Why expound knightly virtues? Why pursue honor, victory, chivalry, or fame? So the story can endure. The richness and complexity of these issues, it turns out, is mere prelude, as in its last act, the Green Knight goes beyond its premise and probes the possibilities. Faced with certain death, Garwin adopts a sort of faux courage, belied by wearing the sash meant to prevent any harm coming to him. But at the crucial moment, he flinches. He flees, and considers a new possibility. What if the choice isn't between virtue and vice, but between glory and obscurity? Garwin never wanted to be a knight. He wanted the trappings, the adulation, wealth, and authority that come with knightly honor. The honor itself was never his priority.
What do you hope to gain from facing all of this?
Honor?
Are you asking me?
No. Honor. That is why a knight does what he does.
And this is what you want most in life?
To be a knight.
No, honor.
It is part of the life I want.
It occurs to him that what happened is his story to tell, and that it is this story that must endure. Not the man, but the presentation. He returns home in counterfeit triumph. He accepts his king's love, and with it, the crown. But he must maintain the story above all. Slowly, over a lifetime seized for fear of wasting, he sees everything taken from him. Not through injustice, but as a consequence of his own actions. He hasn't lost his love, his son, his kingdom, his life. He's cast them away in favor of what? Revisiting his decision at the Green Chapel, Garwin finally finds his courage.
There. Now I'm ready. I'm ready now.
He stops delaying the decision to live, to be someone. And like all things, he dies. But he does so a knight, worthy of remembrance. In the end, David Lowery is not just sharing with us a story that invites us to introspect on questions about how best to live our lives. He also rewards Garwin with that remembrance, and the tradition of valuing story continues. Reverence stories, absorb and share them, but first know who you are and what you want. Pursue your own goals and don't dally. The Green Knight awaits.
Now. Off with your head.
Thank you for watching. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Or shoot me.
My lady. Are you real or are you a spirit?
What is the difference? I just need my head.